I will say good morning and welcome back to Donaueschingen for the European Championship. Today I have a really superstar when it comes to four-in-hand driver, Mr. Chester Weber. Welcome.
Thanks, how are you?
I am fine. And you?
Great, it's a nice sunny day in Donaueschingen. What's not to like?
And it's the dressage day.
It is the dressage day.
Yeah, and since you're not competing, how does it feel to be here?
You know, a lot of people have asked me, like, well, you know, why are you here? You're not competing. And I said, well, actually, I'm a fan of the sport. I love the horses and the sport at the beginning. And so I'm here to watch the sport and cheer on my friends and fellow colleagues and watch what's happening. And I have a nice young horse that Karolina is driving here.
That's what I was.
I want to have a look on him and how he's doing and what's going on with him, because I hope for him, obviously, my program in the future. And but most I'm a fan of the sport, so I came to watch the sport.
Yeah. And also, if we continue with Karolina, he's the Swedish driver, and he has your horse Ideal, as we say in Swedish.
Yes.
Ideal.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's going for the dressage or the marathon, or do you know where Axel is going to
so
use?
he'll have him in the right wheel, in the dressage and in the cones.
In the cones. Oh, it's going to be. Are you a little nervous for it? See your horse? How it turns out?
He's had the horse this season, and I'm trying to work on putting together a program with Axel. I have a quite comprehensive young horse program, but what I realized was there was a little gap between horses coming out of the young horse program and then needing some experience before they were really ready to go in sort of a podium sort of level program. And Axel has a history and an education as a young horse educator. He has a very soft hand and is a fine man. And he's done a really nice job with Ideal, showing him the events he's been to this season. And I'm sort of excited that Ideal's education will wrap up, and at the end of the month he'll be on his way to Florida.
So what you're actually saying is you couldn't choose anyone better than Karolina.
You know,
last
year
he's really good with driver.
He's really good. He's a confident guy. He's very quiet and calm. He doesn't have rough hands, or he's not going to ask way too much. And I happened upon that knowledge last year almost by accident. We were trying to fill up to get enough drivers to fill a World Cup qualifier in Beekbergen last year, and I called him and I said, "Hey, is there any chance you can come? We need some more drivers for the show." And he said, "Yeah, but the challenge is I missed the dressage leader. If you have one of those, maybe I could come." And I had a young horse that's actually been in the lead of my team this year, and I said, "That's a little bit crazy," but I said, "Yeah, you can borrow him for the show." So he did that, and literally arrived on Tuesday, drove the horse single a little bit. The horse had a fantastic experience, and I sort of stored that in the back of my head and said, Axel would be really good at this with the young ones, giving them some experience, because it's not only teaching the horse the technical skills necessary as a young one, and for them to have the possibilities and the type and all of that stuff to be a champion horse, but it's also giving them the experience. They just have to go to competitions. They have to get on the truck and off the truck and understand the kilometers and not to be stressed traveling. And when they arrive and the water smells a little different, they have to understand, hey, I'm just in a new place, nothing special.
It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
And so the next driver is Dries de Gries.
Yeah.
And who do you think will, you're not competing, and number one, Boy David is not even competing here.
Yeah.
He's the trainer for German. Okay, I have to ask you the question.
You can ask.
Who do you think will be the top 5?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
First, it's a fair question. The next is this is only my opinion.
His opinion, not.
I think that Icebrunt, you'd have a hard time pushing him out of your list, because he's won more medals in this sport than anybody in the sport. So he
will win.
He's in a good form. I think that I saw him a week ago. He seemed relaxed, quiet, confident. Had enough of that sort of arrogance in his eye to look like he was in a mood to win. So he'd be on my list. There's no doubt in my mind
Number two.
that Costa Ronda, I think without any big mistakes, he'll win the marathon here.
Yeah.
And I think today is a big telling day for Koos. I think if Koos can drive a dressage test somewhere around 45 or maybe below, he's dangerous. And I think if Koos is within, let's say, 3 points of IJsbrand after the dressage, I think he'll pass him on the marathon.
Yeah.
And then it'll come down to really exciting sport on Sunday.
Yeah.
Who has the nerves and has it all put together. IJsbrand is a tough competitor in the cones. Frankly, Koos is as well. He drove a great round in Aachen. So
we have IJsbrand and we have Koos.
Koos.
And who's next?
On my list, I'd have to have Bram. He's had a little bit ups and downs recently, but in the beginning of the season, he was really strong. I think again the dressage will be telling. If he's under the 40, I think he'll be in the top 3. So he'd be in my list. After that, I feel like there's some other people who could be sort of wild cards. Right now, Dries the Greek is in the ring. If he has a good dressage test and a decent dressage score, he's certainly capable of putting together a very good marathon and driving cones very well. But I'd sort of have to put him in a little bit of a second group. Glenn Gerrits is coming off a win in the Czech Republic. He's also a guy who's capable of being somewhere there in the top 5. Benjamin Iode, he's had some success here. I was here a few years ago with him. He won the German Derby here. There's no water obstacle here. The obstacles are kind of quite small and compact. That sort of lends itself to Benjamin. So I'd have to have Benjamin in my list. I'm probably missing somebody, and so I'll apologize for that. But if you ask me for my prediction and my picks, those are,
it's going to be exciting. We're going
to
coming back to that and see what happened. In Gothenburg, last European Championship, we had IJsbrand, we had Edouard Simonet, and we had Sandman.
Yes.
Yeah, Christoph Sandman. So we will see how it turns out to be today or this. Yeah,
and I think that to speak about Edouard and Christoph, a lot of Christoph's best team, his daughter Anna is driving. She did a fantastic job in Aachen, but this is a game to win medals at European Championships. You need a lot of experience, and I think that Anna is probably a year or two away at least from standing on a podium. And Edouard, unfortunately, he's missed a couple horses. I have a lot of respect for him as a driver and a trainer. He does a very good job, but he had a sort of an older group of horses, and now he has some new ones, and I think he's working hard to put that back together.
Exciting to talk to you, and I'm so happy that you took the time to come here. We're actually in our obstacle, and it looks nice here, so thank you so much. And I'm coming back to you. Nice to talk to you. Ciao. Bye.